Okay, so last night I got a Joy-Con with a D-pad, and it's really cheap. I actually got this for £20 off of Amazon, and if you think about it, a brand new set of Joy-Cons costs £75. So this is less than a third of the price of buying new Joy-Cons. But the reason why it's so cheap because it's missing many things. It doesn't have rumble, it doesn't have gyro, and it doesn't have an internal battery. It is just a controller, and it's very lightweight. The D-pad feels good. The stick feels exactly the same as the original Joy-Con. Yep. That feels a little bit more tinny, but obviously there's less in there, and there's more in the actual official Joy-Con. I don't like the minus button. It feels very, very it feels like I could just pull it out. It's just like a little piece of rubber. The capture button as well, very sort of rubbery. Feels exactly like the minus button. And on the back here, the release button here, it sticks out a little bit. So if you've got a hard case grip, then this isn't really going to work because this is going to protrude out, and your case isn't going to fit properly. So there are quite a few things that it is missing, but it is £20. Well, I got it for £20 from Amazon, so you can't actually complain with the price. It only works in handheld mode as well, so you can't use it with it off the actual switch itself. And when it's connected to the switch, it actually draws, because there's no internal battery, it actually draws power from the switch itself. And as we know, if you play your Nintendo Switch a lot in handheld mode, the battery itself doesn't last long anyway. So the fact that this is going to draw more power from the internal battery is not a good thing. So I'm actually going to test that out. I'm going to do 2 10-minute tests with this Joy-Con and with the original Joy-Con and see how long the battery lasts. But for the moment, I'm just going to play some Street Fighter for you to test, so I can test out the D-pad and I can show you and tell you what it's like. Other than that, I mean, the L, very clicky, feels good. The ZL, very clicky, feels good as well, but I don't think there's much difference. I mean, it feels like there's less because there's less in the actual Joy-Con itself, but I don't think that's a reason to dismiss it at the moment. We'll see how it plays. I'm now going to play some Street Fighter in handheld mode so I can use the D-pad. So the D-pad itself works fine. It's just the ergonomics, the layout of the D-pad itself. It's kind of like the D-pad's so low down, it doesn't feel very nice. So that is not a good sign. Maybe that's just for Street Fighter though. Maybe I'll try this out with a platformer and see what it's like. But it's pretty hard to play with. Well, Street Fighter is anyway. Street Fighter's hard to play with this D-pad. So what we do, we'll go ahead and we'll try a platformer. Okay, so here's Owlboy. And I'm playing it now with the D-pad, and it feels really good. Yeah, it feels really good with the D-pad. So definitely 2D games work well with the D-pad, but Street Fighter did not work well for me just because of the layout. It's quite low down here, so it didn't feel very comfortable for me to play Street Fighter. But it definitely works well with 2D platformers, that's for sure. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do a battery test to see how much battery it drains from the internal battery. And what I'll do it with the original Joy-Con, and I'll do it with this one and compare how long the battery life is. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do a test with the original Joy-Con. As you can see here, the battery's at 100%. I'm going to play a game for 10 minutes and see what the battery goes down to. Then I'm going to do the exact same test, but with the D-pad Joy-Con. So here we go. Let me hit the timer. And I'm going to pull the USB cable out. And now I'm going to play for 10 minutes. Okay, so now it's 10 minutes later. Let's check up on the battery. and with the Joy-Con it says it's 97%. So obviously the Joy-Con's got its own battery, it's not drawing from the internal battery like the Joy-Con D-pad. So what I'll do, now I'm going to do the exact same test for 10 minutes but with the Joy-Con D-pad, and see how much of the internal battery it takes. Okay, so that's 97% after 10 minutes we're playing with the original Joy-Con. Right, okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do the exact same test, but now I'm going to do it with the D-pad Joy-Con because it's got no battery. It's going to draw power from the internal battery, and we'll see what it's going to come down to. As you can see here, it's at 100%, and I'm going to play for 10 minutes. Let me just get the timer on. So I'm going to play for 10 minutes, do exactly what I did with the last test, but we'll see what the battery life will come out with the D-pad Joy-Con. So here we go. I'm going to remove the USB stick, and here we go, 10 minutes. Right, okay, so it's been 10 minutes now, and as we can see here, the battery is at 96%, whereas on the original Joy-Con it was 97%. So it uses slightly, barely more battery than the original Joy-Con. So that's really good, because I thought it was going to use more battery in that. So that's actually turned out really well for me. I'm happy with that. Obviously, it doesn't have the rumble, it doesn't have the gyro, it hasn't even got a battery. So if you're interested in getting this Joy-Con, make sure you check that you don't want those things first. It only works in handheld mode. But as we can see, it only used 1% more battery than the original Joy-Con, because the original Joy-Con's got its own internal battery. This D-pad Joy-Con uses the internal battery that's inside the Switch, but it's negligible, the amount of battery it actually takes. I thought it was going to drain the battery. There was an issue before where when the Nintendo Switch was in sleep mode, it would drain the battery, the Joy-Con, but apparently they fixed that with the patch, so it's all good now, and I'm very happy with it. I'll do some close-up shots so you can see the design better of the Joy-Con, but I'm happy with it. It makes my Nintendo Switch look a lot more stylish, and the battery drain wasn't so bad, and for £20 you can't that's a pretty good price, bearing in mind that, you know, brand new Joy-Cons are £75, so less than a third of the price. So anyway, yeah, thanks for watching my video. If you want to see more Nintendo Switch content like this, then please subscribe. Thanks for watching and have a great day.